Skugsiadik, Skugtash, Skughutnik, Ani Napshugik, Jennifer Varenchik. Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer Varenchik and I am from the Tohono Nation and I just greeted you in my tribal language. Today we're going to talk about setting healthy goals for 2018. First we want to discuss what a goal is. The dictionary says a goal is the object of a person's ambition or effort, an aim or a desired result. I've also heard a goal defined as a dream with a deadline. That's actually my favorite definition. So if a goal is something that you are striving to achieve, today we're going to get you to write down those somethings and come up with an action plan so that you can achieve them. So let's get started on making those dreams come true. Some people know exactly what it is that they want and by when they want it, and maybe they even have a method on how they're going to make that happen. But if you're like most people, you know that you want some type of improvement in your life, but you're not exactly sure how you're going to make that happen. And that's where the medicine wheel can come into play. The medicine wheel is a pan-indigenous sign that symbolizes 4 aspects of life. Those aspects are your spiritual life, your emotional life, mental, and your physical life. Another way that you can look at the medicine wheel is creating change in the areas in the way you pray, feel, think, and act. Many people say that if you want to improve your life, you want to find balance in these 4 areas. I want you to remember that there's no right or wrong way to do it. It's just important that you do it and get started. It's also been said that the 3 ways to bring change into your life is through your thought, your word, and your deed. And what that means is first you think about something, then you begin to speak about it, and then finally you take some action. And today that action will be writing it down. If you study success stories or successful people, you'll find that they usually have one thing in common, and that is goals. There's something very powerful about writing down what it is that you're trying to achieve, more powerful than even typing it. So I'm a huge fan of pen and paper. When you have goals, it gives you something to focus on, something to strive for. It gives you a target. Sure, you can choose to not have goals and you'll probably get some things accomplished. But if you have a goal, it will help you get there quicker, faster, and possibly easier. Just think, you can set sail from here to another destination, but if you don't have a map or any type of GPS, you may not actually get there in a timely manner. But when you have guidance, it helps you to stay on track. Another thing about goals, they're not set in stone. You can change them at any time. You can add to them, reorganize them, or even delete it if you no longer want to achieve that goal. Let's get started on looking at the medicine wheel. The first aspect is your spiritual life. Whether you belong to a church or you practice some type of religion, you want to get closer to your indigenous ways, think about how you want to improve your spiritual life. You can also think about how you may want to gain more knowledge about your indigenous culture, learn about your tribal history, your tribal foods, anything that's going to help you have a deeper understanding of where the Creator or God is in your life. That goal belongs in the spiritual category. Next, we have your emotional life or your feelings. Creating goals about communicating your feelings, setting boundaries, practicing self-care, or improving your mental health. Those are all part of your emotional life. Expressing your emotions and feelings is very important. Don't keep them bottled up. Talk to someone and find a way to get out your feelings, whether it's verbally or artistically. Improving your communication in your relationships with your family, your friends, your coworkers, or even with yourself. That is all a part of your emotional life. Next, let's move on to your mental life. The mental aspect is about thinking and using your mental capabilities. Things like improving with your education, your career, learning a new skill, your finances, all of that goes in this section. Maybe you want to start reading one book a quarter or sign up for a new class, get a new job. That's all a part of improving your mental life. The last section is your physical life. This is always a big one for New Year's resolutions. This is where you would put your weight loss goals or improving your physical surroundings. All of that goes in this section. Things like decluttering, exercising more, drinking more water, painting your house, all of that is a part of your physical life. So once you have some goals, you want to check and see if they're SMART goals, meaning are they specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-oriented. You want to make sure that they have a deadline. Some examples of SMART goals are, by March, I want to be able to run 6 miles in 1 hour. Or another one is, by April, I want to have my closet completely decluttered so I can see the bottom of my closet. And I want to be able to donate all my extra clothes. Both of those are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-oriented. All right, now that you have your goal, you want to create a pathway to achieving them. You've set a deadline, so now you want to start at the end. If you said you want to run 6 miles an hour by March, and you're only currently doing 3 miles an hour, you have to do the math and start going backwards. In order to run 6 miles by March, that means by the end of February, you have to be able to run 5 miles an hour. By the beginning of February, 4 miles an hour. So you want to start working on your speed and your endurance along with your time. If you want to have your clean closet by April, that means in March, maybe you pick a specific section and you work on your accessories or your shoes. February, you tackle your clothes. Work backwards, making sure that you always are creating realistic tasks. You set a goal with a deadline, then you break it down into separate steps. That makes your goal more attainable and easier to achieve, rather than trying to get it all done at once. You can have these tasks set by the month, by the week, by the day, whatever it is that you need to do to get your goal going. Once you set your goals, you are going to run into obstacles. It's just normal, it's natural, don't get discouraged, and I'm going to give you some tips on how to overcome those obstacles. One big thing that you can do is you can figure out your why. Why did you set this goal in the first place? What is your end game? How do you want to feel when you achieve that goal? Figure out what is your why. When you come to times of difficulty, go back to your why. It will help you keep on track. Another tip is to have an accountability buddy. This is a person who is supportive of you, who knows about your goals, and will check in with you regularly to make sure that you are keeping some type of progress. They'll be there to help you if you are veering off course. They'll be your cheerleader, and they'll be there with you at the end to help you celebrate. One more thing that you can do to help you is to visualize. This is a big helper. Visualize yourself accomplishing your goal. Going back to the example of the 6 miles in 1 hour, in that particular case, you would want to visualize yourself running 6 miles, you're finishing up, looking at your watch, and you did it under an hour. If you're using the closet as an example, you want to visualize yourself opening up your closet and having a beautiful closet, completely organized and clean, and already have your donations donated somewhere. Set aside time daily, maybe 3 minutes, maybe more or less, to visualize yourself accomplishing your goals. Another thing that you can do is you can create a vision board. A vision board is basically a picture collage of whatever your goals are that you're trying to achieve. You can cut out pictures from magazines, print pictures from the internet. You put them all on a piece of paper and you put it somewhere where you're going to be able to see it on a daily basis. In the past, I've put my vision boards in my bathroom by my mirror. I've put my vision board by my desk in my office. And one time I even put my vision board above my bed on the ceiling. So it's the first thing that I saw in the morning and the last thing I saw in the evening. All of that will help you keep focused on getting your goals achieved. Another reason why you want to have a vision board is because our minds process things in pictures better than they do with words. A vision board is like art, so it's something that there's no right or wrong way to do. It's just important that you do it. So let's review. Today we talked about setting goals. We used the medicine wheel to help us create goals for your spiritual, emotional, and mental physical life. We also talked about making sure that your goals were SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-oriented. We also talked about working backwards from your deadline and breaking down your goals into smaller tasks. I encourage you to find your why, and that will be especially helpful when you reach some type of obstacle. And I also suggested that you find an accountability buddy. I also suggested that you visualize. And the last thing that I suggested was to create a vision board. So now you're set to accomplish your goals in 2018. I hope this was helpful, and I wish you the best of luck.